Imagine this, about 200 years ago in the Bavarian Alps. Beer makers stored their barrels in icy mountain caves to keep them cool during the summer. What happened next changed beer forever. The cold triggered a quiet, secondary fermentation that produced something revolutionary. A crystal clear, golden beer with a smooth, crisp character and none of the fruity haze of traditional ales. That discovery gave birth to the modern lager. And today, it's the most popular beer style on the planet. But that's just the beginning of an incredible story. Let's explore the major beer families, from clean and crisp to rich and wild, and discover what makes each one special. At the heart of every great lager is a special yeast called Saccharomyces pasteurinus. Unlike ale yeast, it thrives in cold temperatures and works slowly. This gentle process means fewer fruity esters and more of the pure, honest flavors of malt and hops. The result, a beer that tastes bright, refreshing, and incredibly drinkable. The most famous example is the Pilsner, born in the Bohemian city of Pilsen in 1842. Brewers there created a sparkling golden beer that took Europe by storm. Today, most big commercial lagers, think crisp, balanced, golden classics, are built on this foundation. Usually 4 to 6% ABV, they're perfect for hot days, backyard barbecues, or simply quenching your thirst. Clean, balanced, and universally loved. Not all lagers are pale and delicate. Some celebrate the rich, bready side of malt. Dunkels, Bocks, and Merzens bring deeper color and flavor by using grains roasted at higher temperatures. This triggers the Maillard reaction, the same magical process that turns bread golden or steak caramelized, creating beautiful melanoidins that deliver toasty, nutty, and warm bread-like notes. The Märzen is legendary. Traditionally brewed in March and lagered through the summer, it became the official beer of Oktoberfest. Picture a copper-colored beer with rich malt sweetness balanced by a clean finish. Then there's the Vienna lager from Austria, reddish amber, toasty, with a satisfying body that still finishes dry. It feels substantial yet never heavy. These malt-forward lagers prove that dark doesn't mean bitter, it means flavorful. When brewers want more power, they load up on grain. Strong lagers deliver higher alcohol and richer mouthfeel. Bavarian monks created Doppelbocks as liquid bread during long fasting periods. These beers can reach 8 to 12% ABV or more, packed with dark fruit, toffee, and molasses notes. They're smooth, strong, and surprisingly comforting. On the other side of Europe, Baltic porters evolved into robust, roasty lagers perfect for cold winters. Despite the porter name, they use lager yeast, making them smooth rather than estery. These are sipping beers, slow, contemplative, and deeply satisfying. Now let's cross over to ales, beers fermented with Saccharomyces cerevisiae, the classic top fermenting yeast. But some brewers keep temperatures low to tame the yeast's natural fruitiness, creating ales that taste surprisingly close to lagers. In the 1980s, American brewers created the blonde ale to win over fans of light lagers. Bright, approachable, and easy drinking. Even older is the cream ale, born in the 1800s when German immigrants brought lagers to America. Local brewers, lacking cold cellars, used ale yeast but conditioned the beer cold and often added corn or rice. The result? A light, slightly sweet, super crisp beer that still competes with lagers today. In the 1800s, British brewers needed beer that could survive the long voyage to India. Their solution? Load it with extra hops for natural preservation. Thus, the India Pale Ale, or IPA, was born. Hoppier, stronger, and more aromatic than regular pale ales. American craft brewers in the 1970s and 80s took it further. Using bold Pacific Northwest hops, they created West Coast IPA letters bursting with citrus, pine, and grapefruit. Some hit over 100 IBUs, intensely bitter and unapologetically bold. Then came the revolution, hazy IPA letters, also called New England IPAs. These ditched the sharp bitterness for juicy, tropical fruit bomb flavors. Mango, passion fruit, orange juice. Brewers use oats and wheat for a soft, creamy texture and add hops late to maximize aroma while minimizing bite. The result is cloudy, juicy, and dangerously drinkable. Now we enter the dark side in the best possible way. Porters emerged in 1700s London as hearty, affordable beers for workers. Roasted malts give them deep notes of chocolate, coffee, caramel, and toast. English versions are gentle and balanced. American ones crank up the hops and roast for bigger impact. Stouts evolved from porters, but use roasted barley for an even sharper, drier coffee-like bitterness. The most famous is Guinness, smooth, creamy, and legendary since 1759. Imperial stouts take it to another level, 10 to 15% ABV, often aged in bourbon barrels or flavored with vanilla, coffee, or chocolate. Some taste more like dessert than beer. Belgium is a beer lover's paradise. Belgian brewers use unique yeast strains that produce beautiful fruity esters and spicy phenols. Think pepper, clove, and banana. Witbier Belgian White is light and refreshing, brewed with wheat and spiced with coriander and orange peel. Abbey ales, doubles, and triples are stronger. Doubles are dark amber with rich caramel and dark fruit. Triples are pale, strong, dry, and slightly peppery. All of them reward slow sipping. Some ales are practically wines. English barley wines have been brewed since the 1800s, rich, sweet, complex, and often 8 to 12% ABV. They age beautifully for years, developing sherry and dried fruit notes. Scottish wee heavies emphasize caramel malt with a subtle smoky character from peat-dried malt. These are fireside beers, perfect with dessert or on their own. Wheat malt creates a softer, silkier mouthfeel and gentle bready sweetness. German Hefeweizen is defined by its yeast, bold banana, clove, and bubblegum aromas produced naturally during fermentation. The beer is pale, cloudy, and incredibly refreshing. Dunkelweizen adds darker malts for caramel and chocolate layered with the classic banana clove profile. A surprisingly delicious combination. American wheat beers keep it cleaner and often add more hops for citrus and floral notes. The result is smooth, approachable, and perfect for summer. Before modern sanitation, most beer was at least a little sour. Some brewers still celebrate that ancient tradition. Belgian lambics are made by leaving wort open to wild yeast and bacteria, then aging in oak for years. The result is tart, complex, and wonderfully funky. Gueuze blends young and old lambics into a dry, sparkling champagne of Brussels. Fruit versions are bright and refreshing. German Berliner Weiss and Goes are lighter, tart wheat beers, perfect thirst quenchers. In Flanders, oak-aged sour reds and browns offer deep, sweet and sour complexity. Some beers break the rules beautifully. Klisch, legally brewed only in Cologne, Germany, uses ale yeast but is cold conditioned like a lager, crisp, clean, with just a hint of fruit. California Common Steam beer was born during the Gold Rush. Brewers used lager yeast at warmer temperatures without refrigeration, creating a unique toasty, slightly fruity hybrid that's still loved today. The world of beer never stops evolving. Rauchbiers smoked beer uses malt dried over open flames, giving it a distinctive bacon or barbecue character. Until the 19th century, almost all beer had some smoke. Today's Rauchbiers keep that ancient tradition alive. Oyster stout adds real oysters or shells during brewing. The result isn't fishy. It's a silky, umami-rich beer that perfectly complements seafood. From fruit beers to barrel-aged masterpieces. Experimental brewers continue pushing boundaries with spices, herbs, coffee, chocolate, and wild imagination. Whether you love crisp lagers on a hot day, juicy IPA letters with friends, rich stouts by the fire, or funky wild ales that challenge your palate, there's a perfect beer waiting for every mood and moment. The beautiful thing about beer is its incredible diversity. Every style has a story, a history, and a reason it exists. So next time you're at a bar or bottle shop, don't just grab the usual. Explore. Your next favorite beer is probably one you haven't tried yet. Cheers to great beer and even better discoveries.